Hello students, I hope you are all fine and in good health. So let me continue from where I left. As you know by this time, he is in jeopardy. Jeopardy means that he is in great danger. Now he is trying desperately to be near the edge of the pool in order to save himself. Now we have to read further in order to know whether he was able to save himself on his own or whether he was being helped by the others. So let's see. So let me continue, dear students. I frailed at the surface of the water, swallowed and choked. I tried to bring my legs up, but they hung as dead weights, paralyzed and rigid. Now it seems that he was unable to move his hands and feet. It all became paralyzed and rigid also. A great force was pulling me under. I screamed, but only the water heard me. It seems that an invincible, irresistible force, a mighty force was actually pulling me under. Now, the important thing is that he went on screaming, but unfortunately, only the water heard me, or it seems that his sound is getting echoed inside the pool, but it seems that no one is about to listen to it. No one heard it actually. Only the water heard. I had started on the long journey back to the bottom of the pool, and then what happened? He started his long journey once again back to the bottom of the pool. That means again he went on trying for one more time. He went on trying desperately in order to save himself. This is the second attempt. The first attempt backfired or failed. Now he went on in his second attempt. Let's see whether he will be successful in this or not. I struck in the water as I went down, expending my strength as one in a nightmare fights an irresistible force. It seems that I am having a lot of struggle, as if a person is having a struggle in a nightmare. As if it seems that just in a nightmare, it seems that we are not within our control. It is also like that. I had lost all my breath. My lungs ached. Actually, ache is the root word. Ache means to have pain. My lungs ached. My head throbbed. I was getting dizzy. That means I was feeling unconscious. I was feeling very weak from inside. But I remembered the strategy. Strategy, or it can be said in other words, the plan. I remembered the plan. I would spring from the bottom of the pool and come like a cock to the surface. Now, this was his plan. I would lie flat on the water, strike out with my arms, and thrash with my legs. Now, important thing is that he would lie flat on the surface of the water. This is his strategy. This is his overall plan in order to save himself from this swimming pool, inside of the swimming pool. He would lie flat on the water, he would strike out with his arms, and he will use his legs also. He will thrash with his legs, that means he will use his arms and legs to the greatest possible extent as it is required by him. Then I would get to the edge of the pool and be safe. In order, by moving his arms and thrashing his legs, he will enter, or he will move towards the edge of the pool, and he would be safe. This is his strategy, or rather to say, this was his overall plan. I went down endlessly. I opened my eyes. Nothing but water with a yellow tinge, or we can say nothing but water with a yellow glow. But the important thing is that the author William Douglas, he went down and down, and when he opened his eyes, he saw nothing but water with a yellow flavor. dark water that one could not see through. It is dark water and it is very difficult to penetrate through it. One could not see through means it is very difficult to penetrate through it. It was dark water. All over he was seeing, or he all over wherever he was watching, he found water. And dark water, difficult to see through it, or rather to say, difficult to penetrate. Now, dear students, I am moving on to the next paragraph. And then sheer, stark terror seized me, terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control. Actually, in this particular chapter, terror, fear, all these things are being personified. It seems that all of a sudden he felt helpless, and it seems that he was being terrorized with the fear of death. Now he thought that he won't be alive any longer. It seems that terror that knows no understanding, terror that knows no control as such, terror that no one can understand who had not experienced it. Now he frankly admitted that this is a fear, that it is very difficult to make someone else understand it unless and until that person experienced it on his own. It is very difficult to make that person realize what fear or what terror I was going through. So, dear students, I repeat, please kindly see it once again. I was shrieking, terror that knows no control, terror that no one can understand who has not experienced it. I was shrieking underwater. Shrieking underwater means I was screaming underwater. I was paralyzed underwater, rigid with fear. It seems that he was getting immobile. He was getting paralyzed underwater. He can't move his legs properly, and he can't move his hands also properly. And it is like a trauma. It's like a panic attack, we can say. I was paralyzed underwater, stiff, rigid with fear. Even the screams in my throat were frozen. Even I can't shout. It seems my words are getting frozen. It seems my words are getting choked up. Only my heart and the pounding in my head said that I was still alive. Only the pounding in my head and my heartbeat that I can hear properly made me realize that I was still alive. Now, dear students, I am moving on to the next paragraph. And then in the midst of the terror came a touch of reason. Now, obviously, he is terrorized, but he was still thinking to sneak out of it, or he was still thinking to get a way out of it. Reason means rationality, reason means intellect. Now, what was that? I must remember to jump when I hit the bottom. Now, he remembered that he will jump, he will leap when he will reach to the, or he will reach near the bottom of the swimming pool. At last, I felt the tiles under me. My toes reached as if to grab them. I jumped with everything I had. Now, obviously, when he felt the tiles of the swimming pool under his feet, he gathered all his strength and decided to jump with all his power, whatever power he had left in him. But the jump made no difference. But ultimately, the leap or the jump, it made no difference at all. The water was still around me. Still, he was surrounded by water. I looked for ropes, ladders, water wings, nothing but water. Now, he desperately went on looking for ladders, ropes, but who will actually throw ladder and rope at him? So, obviously, now he is in a very uncomfortable position, and since he is in a very uncomfortable position, literally speaking, he is now very, very scared. Nothing but water. A mass of yellow water held me. Stark terror took an even deeper hold on me, like a great charge of electricity. It seems that terror had taken full possession of his mind and senses. I shook and trembled with fright. Fright means it's a short form of frightening. He shook and trembled in fear. My arms wouldn't move. My legs wouldn't move. I tried to call for help, to call for mother. Nothing happened. He desperately tried to move his hands and feet, but it seems that his arms, he was unable to move his arms, he was unable to move his legs. He tried to call for help. He tried to call for his mother because he was feeling totally helpless. He was feeling very scared, but nothing happened at all. Dear students, now I am moving on to the next paragraph. See, it is written, and then strangely there was light. There was light means there was hope. There seems to be a way out. I was coming out of the awful. Awful means something we can say very disturbing. That is the meaning of awful. I was coming out of the awful yellow water. At least my eyes were. My nose were almost out too. Now, slowly and slowly, I was coming out of water. My eyes were slowly and slowly coming out of water. My nose was almost out too. Then I started down a third time. That means my first two attempts backfired or failed, but I decided to try one more time. That is, we can say third time. Then I started down a third time. I swallowed. Sucked means swallowed. I sucked for air and got water. Now, important thing is that he decided to breathe some air, but ultimately what he got water only. The yellowish light was going out. All of a sudden, it was again getting hopelessness. Or rather to say, there was a ray of hope. Now again it was diminishing, we can say. Then all effort ceased. Ceased means stopped. I relaxed. Even my legs felt limp, and a blackness swept over my brain. All of a sudden he felt relaxed. We can imagine that he is on the verge of getting unconscious. It wiped out fear. It wiped out terror. There was no more panic. It seems that I was proceeding towards a state of numbness. It totally had driven out. Wiped out means it had totally driven out fear from my mind. It had totally driven out terror from my mind. And there was no more panic in me. I was not getting panicked at all after that. It was quiet and peaceful. I realized that the entire situation all around me, it was quiet and peaceful. Nothing to be afraid of. This is nice to be drowsy, to go to sleep. No need to jump. Too tired to jump. It's nice to be carried gently, to float along in space. Tender arms around me, tender arms like mothers. Now I must go to sleep. It seems that he was getting totally unconscious. He was losing his senses. Practically speaking, he was losing his senses. He was feeling drowsy. Nevertheless, he was feeling sleepy also at the same time. He felt that there is no need at all left for him. Why should he jump? There is no need for him to jump at all, because he is too tired, he is feeling too tired, he is feeling too exhausted to jump. And it seems to him that yes, it is a nice way that I am being carried very gently. And it seems that he is thinking that he reached a stage where he is floating in the space. Where he is floating in the space, it seems to him. Tender arms around me, tender arms like mothers. Now I must go to sleep. It seems that it seems that death is embracing him. He is feeling that death is approaching towards him, and death is about to embrace him like his mother used to embrace him with love, affection, and tenderness. And he thought that this is the right time for him, that he must go to sleep. I crossed to oblivion, and the curtain of my life fell. Now it seems that oblivion means forgetfulness. I crossed to oblivion, and the curtain of life fell. And it seems that I am no more alive, I am about to die. So, dear students, kindly go through this audio presentation, and if there is any problem, please do ask me. Thank you, students. Thank you all.